I've done a couple of videos on this story now, and it's getting even more tragic. And I've tried real hard over the last 6 months, year, to control my emotions when I cover a story of real injustice. And I really find it difficult with this one. It really makes me. Everything about this story points to the fact that we are living in a dystopian future right now. We are living in Animal Farm right now. And this story highlights it perfectly. It's a story of a young, I think he was 19, kid, 19, out one day on his bike, doing nothing wrong, having a ride on his bike, and he ran into a car coming down the other side of the road, the wrong side of the road for them, in Nottinghamshire, outside, not far from RAF Croughton, which is a US base, US intelligence base, I believe it is, a spy base, what they say anyway. And he was hit by a car coming down on the wrong side of the road that killed him. He was hit by somebody driving called a lady called Anne Secoulis, who left after being questioned by the police over here to go back to the United States where she is a citizen, after specifically saying to the police, I won't do that. But then she won't. Then she went, she sought diplomatic immunity because she's the wife of a spy, of an intelligence officer. No, she's not a diplomat's wife. She's an NSA agent, an NSA spy's wife is what she is. She came out of that base and wasn't paying attention, forgot we drive on the left over here, and killed young Harry Dunn. Harry Dunn's parents have tried to seek justice to try and get Anne Secoulis to come back to the United States, but she's refusing, and Donald Trump is refusing to let her, refusing to extradite her, although there is no extradition request from what I can tell by the UK. They went to the US, Harry Dunn's parents did, to try and plead with Donald Trump to send this woman back to the UK to answer questions and maybe even face the inside of a court and face repercussions for her mistake. He told them no and revealed to them that she was actually in the other room and he can bring them in if they'd like, of which they didn't appreciate because he sprung that on them. And they've come back and have tried to get some sort of recourse from the UK side and the UK Foreign and Commonwealth Office. What I will say is this: if I was in the United States, or you were in the United States, right, and we came out of, I don't know, anywhere, we came out of wherever we were going, you know, the hairdressers, Radio Shack, whatever you bus now, but, and we forgot which side of the road they drive on in America, and we turned a corner and hit a kid on a bike who was minding his own business and killed him dead, and then promised, hey, I won't leave to go back to the UK, I'll stop for questioning, and the police said okay, and I got on the plane and come back. Do you think the UK would send me back to the United States? Would they send you back? I put it to you that they would do it in a fucking heartbeat. It wouldn't even be a fucking question. They probably wouldn't let you back into the country. They would probably turn the plane around in mid-fucking air. We may even go to jail if that happened to us over in America. Or if you're an American and that happened over here, and you're not the wife of an NSA fucking spy. Spying on you and me, probably. If I did that in the US, I would probably go to prison. Especially if I jumped and came back here when I promised I'd stick in, I wouldn't leave the country. The UK government would send me back there, packaged with a nice pink bow, and say, here you go, Donny. How far should we bend over this time? It seems there will be no justice for Harry Dunn's family or his father. This is the latest. Dominic Raab heckled as Harry Dunn family left out of hustings. Yeah, he went to the hustings. He's one of those, you know, sort of like, I suppose, a town hall for MPs contesting an election to have questions put to them from their constituents. Seems they didn't want Harry Dunn asking them questions in that, so they kept him out of it. And this was the scene outside. This is why, by the way, this is why it took a turn. It took a turn, this has. The parents of Harry Dunn have said they are disgusted with Dominic Raab after he defended the government's decision to seek legal costs from them. So now the government is seeking legal costs from the Harry Dunn family. The 19-year-old died after a collision in Northamptonshire in August that led to the suspect leaving to the UK claiming diplomatic immunity. Yes, she claimed it, that's all. She didn't have diplomatic immunity. She claimed it afterwards. She's not a diplomat's wife. She's the wife of a spy. Her parents have begun legal action against the Foreign and Commonwealth Office. Mr. Raab said the government needed to, quote, protect taxpayers' money. I don't know whether anybody has started a GoFundMe yet for Harry Dunn's family to pursue this and to get some kind of justice from the Foreign and Commonwealth Office, but somebody please do. They're going to seek legal costs from Harry Dunn's family. There's no justice for Dominic Raab. None. Remember, Dominic Raab is the Home Secretary who's dealing with this. And there's going to be no justice for Harry Dunn's family because of it, by the look of it. Let's remember Dominic Raab, who's Foreign Secretary. Is it Foreign Secretary? Yes, Foreign Secretary who's dealing with this. You know, he, as Brexit Secretary, he's the bright spark that negotiated a Brexit deal and then voted against it in the House of Commons, which to me, it's like, to every question that's labelled that's aimed at a Labour politician to say, what, you're going to negotiate a deal and then vote against it? That's what you're going to do? Just say, yes, Dominic Raab did it a few months ago. Were you not paying attention? This is him. It was filmed. Harry Dunn's father outside those hustings, and ITV released the coverage. You are going to, this is going to be my last story tonight because I've only been able to set the three stories up tonight instead of the 6. You're going to get to bed angry. Listen to this. This is Dominic Raab. Remember, this is Harry Dunn's father, who's just seen, he's had his whole life taken away from him. The government are stonewalling him. They just don't want to help him at all. He's getting the message of tough shit. Your son's gone, deal with it. That's the message he's getting from our government. And now, from Dominic Raab, he gets this.
Mr. Raab, it's Mr. Dunn. Can I have a question with you, please? Is Mr. Dunn Harry Dunn's father?
You know what? I'm very happy to see you anytime, but I better go in there for the hustings. I'm really happy to come and see you anytime. Right in front of the cameras. It's not on. He wants to speak to you.
Not right in front of the cameras, it's not on. Yes.
Please, Mr. Raab.
I don't think the other people waiting, but I'm very happy to see you anytime. You've got my number. You know
I don't have your number.
I gave it to you by phone.
No, you didn't. You didn't give us our number at all.
We'll play that again for you. Play it again for you. So, Mr. Dunn has gone there to the hustings because he knew Dominic Raab was going to be there, because he wanted to talk to him about this, and he's obviously being stonewalled and he's not getting any answers whatsoever. and they've cut him out to dry, and now they're going after him for legal fees to protect the taxpayer, say Dominic Raab. And this is what Harry Dunn, who's just had his son killed by the wife of an NSA spy because she wasn't paying attention after she came out of one of the 12 bases that they admit to that America has in the United Kingdom. 12. No, is it 13? That's what they admit to. And this is what he was greeted with by our Foreign Secretary.
Mr. Raab, it's Mr. Dunn. Could I have a question with you, please? Is Mr. Dunn Harry Dunn's father?
You know what? I'm very happy to see you anytime, but I better go in there for the hastings.
Very happy to see you anytime. Really? So why is he having to come and accost you like this? Is it because you're ignoring him? Is it because you're actually ignoring him, Dominic? Is that it?
I'm really happy to come and see you anytime, right in front of the cameras. It's not on.
It's not on. We get to that.
He wants to see you anytime, right in front of the cameras. It's not on.
It's not on. It's not on, that's what he's saying to Harry Dunn's father. It's not on. Harry Dunn has lost his son. He's lost everything to him, probably. That's how he must feel. I can't imagine it. He's lost all hope of any sort of closure. He's lost the trust, let's face it, of his UK government and his Foreign and Commonwealth Office, because they're not going to pursue justice in this matter. They don't give a flying fuck. There's Dominic Raab saying, it's not on, you coming here and trying to talk to an elected official about his, not giving a shit about your son getting killed by the wife of an NSA spy. It's not on, you coming here and asking me a question in front of cameras. It looks like Dunn's father had been trying a while to get in touch with Dominic Raab, doesn't it? Remember, this is the same man, Dominic Raab, who just the other day was on television saying that, quote, nobody gives a toss about a Conservative Twitter account changing its appearance to look like a fact-checking site in the middle of the debate. He said nobody gives a toss. Dominic Raab did about that. Do you remember? Well, I'm telling you, Dominic Raab, people give a fucking toss about this. Because it's plain to see here, as I started off this segment, that we are living in a dystopian 1980 fucking 4. Because there is one rule for one set of people and one rule for another. It seems all animals are not fucking equal in the United Kingdom, doesn't it? You run around screaming, nobody is above the law, when Julian Assange was dragged out of his asylum in an act of fucking fascism. Nobody is above the law. Wrong. Anybody who's rich is above the fucking law. Anybody who is an NSA spy or his immediate family is above the fucking law. And the 99% have fucking had enough of it, Raab. Because while there's justice for the rich and well-connected, there's only contempt from people like you, for people like Harry Dunn's father and his family. There is only contempt from you, wagging your finger at him, saying it's not on. You're right, Raab, it's not on. It's not on that we are living in a 1984 dystopian fucking novel. It's not on. And I'm reminded of the great Mark Blythe, the economist, who says, you can't go on doing this. Sooner or later, people will come for you. Well, you know what? Today, Dominic Raab, one person came for you. One. Imagine when it's 65 fucking million.